What if the land you're about to buy seems perfect, but after you close, you find out you can't build on it, can't put a driveway in, and can't even put a septic system in place? People can lose their life savings over mistakes like this. And in most cases, it could have been completely avoided just by checking the soil maps. I'm Seth Williams with REtipster, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to look up soil maps inside a tool called the Land Portal, and also use a free custom GPT I built just for this to understand exactly what these soil types mean and how it might affect a property that you're looking to buy. So a lot of land buyers don't understand a very crucial thing, and that is that the soil under your land affects everything. I mean, when we're talking about buying land, we're literally talking about buying the soil. This is what you're paying for. And this soil can determine everything from whether or not you can build a house, whether you can dig a well, if it's going to have any flooding issues, if you can grow anything on it, and really if you're going to be able to use it at all for what you want to use it for. And the way you can get a lot of these answers is by reviewing the USDA soil maps. I've used these soil maps to review hundreds of deals and avoid some total disasters. And the problem is, most people don't even know these soil maps exist, and even those who do know about them don't really understand how to read them or make sense of them. I'll be the first to admit they are a little confusing. If you're not familiar with soil types and terminology, you could just be looking at a bunch of codes that don't really mean a whole lot to you unless you know how to decipher them. So if that sounds anything like you, don't worry, by the end of this video, you will understand it, and you won't need a science degree to do it. So USDA soil maps are actually free to use anytime you want. You just have to go to this Web Soil Survey website. I'll include a link to it beneath this video if you want to check it out. And this can totally get the job done. The problem is, it's not the most user-friendly map to use. Just poke around a little bit and you'll see what I mean. The user interface is a little clunky. It just takes a little bit of time to get where you're trying to go and find the information you need. But the tool that I like to use for this is called Land Portal, because it includes all these soil maps and about 100 other extremely useful things for land investors. I've got an affiliate link to the Land Portal if you want to check it out. I've also got several other videos explaining what you can do with the Land Portal. If you watch just a few of these, I think you'll see what I mean and why it's such a powerful software. By the way, if you do sign up through our affiliate link, you'll get 1,000 free exports just for going through that link. You can't get that anywhere else. So once you log into your Land Portal account, all you have to do is go up here. If you have an address of the property you're trying to research, you can type it right in here. You could also find it based on the APN, if you know the state and the county, or you could find it by the owner name or even the latitude and longitude. In this case, I'm just going to zoom in on any random property, because once you find the property, the process is the same. I'm going to go ahead and just zoom in here. And let's find this one right here in Illinois, I believe. And let's say we're looking at this property right here with the red outline. So if you go down here to the lower right corner, click on Map, Filters, and View, we're going to turn on the soil type toggle switch. As soon as we turn this on, we're going to see all these little squiggly lines, and this data is coming from the USDA soil maps. And originally, these maps were put together by the federal government, mostly for agricultural purposes, so that farmers could understand what soil types were pretty much everywhere, so they could, better understand what kind of crops are going to grow here, what potential soil issues might be in place. And I will just say, this is not the same thing as getting what's called a geotechnical investigation. That's where they actually go on site and drill into the property and pull out soil samples to verify with 100% certainty what type of soil is on your property. A geotechnical investigation is a very useful and oftentimes required thing before you start building anything, because you want to make sure that the soil has enough load-bearing capacity to hold whatever you're trying to build there. You wouldn't want the soil to be too soft if you were to pour a concrete foundation, and then if that soil started sinking in on you, that's when you get like a leaning Tower of Pisa type situation. So that's what a geotechnical investigation does. It just gives you 100% certainty about what type of soil is there. But if you don't want to spend $5,000 to $10,000 to get this type of investigation, if you want just a really quick desktop approach to figure out what type of soil is most likely there without even leaving your computer, that's what this is for. And all you have to do is just click on any of these things. You'll see like 145B, 152A. What does this even mean? Well, if we click on this stuff, it's going to show you the soil type that's there. And it says, okay, wettest class, interior Alaska, highlands, boreal, upland, hills, and plains, poorly drained, NICCD code percentage 6. What does this even mean? What am I supposed to do with this information? Well, I built a custom GPT specifically to help you interpret what this means. And I've actually got a link to that beneath this video. If you want to click through that, it'll open it right up and I'll show you how this works. So all we're going to do is highlight this. We're going to copy it. We're going to go right over here to our custom GPT, and all you have to do is paste that right in here. We don't have to explain anything. Just paste whatever you found from the land portal, click enter, and it's going to evaluate this and explain to you what this is telling you. So wettest class, this tells us the general landscape. It's hilly, upland, ground. Soils here often form in cold northern climates and can be rocky, shallow, or wet depending on the spot. Okay, interesting. ICC decode, poorly drained. So this is the most important piece. Poorly drained means the soil tends to hold water instead of letting it soak away. That can be a big deal for building, septic, and farming. And then NICC decode 100, and then 6% of the area. So this means that about 6% of the property is flagged as having poorly drained soil conditions. It's not the whole parcel, but it's something you'll need to consider. And then it explains what this means for you. Building foundations, poorly drained soils can cause water pooling under a house. I mean, you can go ahead and pause it and just read everything that this explains, but let's just really give you a good idea for like, what are the potential issues here? And should I dig deeper into this to verify if I can actually build given this soil type? And as you'll see, this property has more than just one soil type in there. It's got this 134C2, it's got 622B2, it's got 60C2 over here. And we can just keep copying this stuff and pasting it back into the same custom GPT and finding out what this stuff means and whether or not it's a problem. And we can dig deeper on this. So if you think this kind of thing would be helpful, again, go ahead and check out this free custom GPT I built for you. Go ahead and bookmark it and use it in the future as much as you want to. Now, why is it important to know the soil types on your property? I mean, obviously, if you're going to build a house or any kind of structure, there's a lot of important stuff you need to know about. So most land that's not in a city doesn't have a sewer system, right? So if you want to build a house, you need to install your own septic system. But here's the kicker, some soil types won't let water soak in properly. And if that's the case, you won't be allowed to build anything, or best case scenario, you'll need to install a much more expensive type of septic system that can cost you thousands more than just a property that doesn't have soil issues. And soil maps can help show you this before you get in trouble. And as I mentioned earlier with the whole geotechnical investigation thing, soil maps can also give you some clues as to whether or not the ground is strong enough. Some soil types swell and shrink depending on the weather, and this can crack your foundation. And knowing this early on can save you huge construction headaches. And in some cases, you might decide to just buy a different property that doesn't have these soil problems. Soil maps can also help you understand certain implications for flooding. Certain types of soil can hold water like a sponge, which can mean flooding or mud or standing water, sometimes for months. And some soils are classified as wetlands, which come with rules that can make it illegal to build or even change the land in any way. And to be clear, USDA soil maps are not the same as the wetlands mapper. That's actually a separate thing that's also available in the land portal if you want to check it out. And by the way, I've got a whole separate video explaining wetlands and everything you need to know about that. And there's also a separate layer showing you where the FEMA floodplain is, which again, another separate thing from the soil maps. But the bottom line is soil maps, especially once you understand what that soil type means, it can just help you understand where some of these problem areas might be and how much they affect a property that you're looking at. Soil maps can also help you understand if your property can be usable for farming or even gardening. If you want to grow food or trees or grass for animals, even if you're not a farmer, it's just good to know what the land can support. And what about if you need clean water? If you're not located in a city or a municipality that has a water source going directly to the property, if you need a well, then the type of soil can give you clues about how easy or hard it's going to be to reach clean water. Some areas recharge groundwater very quickly and others don't. And these soil maps aren't going to tell you where the presence of water is. It's just going to tell you about the soil and how well it supports any water that may be there. And again, this is not a guarantee, but it's a whole lot better than just buying a property without knowing anything and guessing and hoping. Soil maps can also help you understand if there's any hidden rules that might stop you from using your land in a particular way. Some soil types are tied to erosion or water issues, and that means extra permits and restrictions or just flat out bans on building. You do not want to find this out after you've already bought your property. And aside from building a house or a structure of some kind, what if you want to build a road or a pond or a campsite? Some soils are just too soft and some won't hold water, and soil maps can help you understand what's possible and what's not. Remember, if you want super easy access to these soil maps and many other useful things for land investors through the land portal, be sure to click through the affiliate link below, and you'll also get 1,000 free data exports only if you click through that link. Through the land portal, you'll be able to check soil types in seconds and take this information and paste it into the free custom GPT I built for you and understand a whole lot more than you would otherwise be able to if you were just relying on these soil maps themselves. And this is something that I didn't even know about for my first several years in the land business, and there's still a lot of land investors out there who either don't know about this or don't even think to look closely at it. And especially if you're buying your first piece of land or that dream property to build your house or do whatever it is you want to do on it, this is some crucial information you'll want to understand before you get too far. You do not want to buy a property and figure out that the soil type on it is not going to let you do what you want to do. If you found this interesting, be sure to check out this next video explaining how you can understand the slope on your property, which is yet another amazing resource built into the land portal. This has huge implications for the buildability of any property. It's not something you want to overlook. Be sure to check that out now, and I'll talk to you again soon.